This is He Knows His Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, y'all, it's the last video today. Hear me and hear me well. Listen, folks, you guys heard me talk about Kobe and Shaq. You know what I'm saying? I talked about this in a live stream, but you guys have to understand, Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant is a dichotomy that is always going to be what it's going to be. It's a tandem that did not live their full potential. It's a tandem that basically could have won way more championships if they would have continued to put the gas on the pedal, and if they would have continued to apply unlimited pressure. Everyone gets their faults. Kobe Bryant gets his faults. Shaquille O'Neal gets his faults. But Phil Jackson gets his faults. But like Meek Mill say, there's levels to this shit, dog. There's gears. Shaq is the older guy. He was the captain. He was the leader. So people don't understand about leadership. And clearly the ones who say here and say that they know about leadership clearly don't know about leadership. I know about leadership better than anyone because I'm a natural born leader. It's in me to lead. I have people that just follow me naturally because they gravitate towards my leadership. Remember, a leader does not have to force their leadership. A leader should have their leadership be what I call natural leadership. People are going to follow you just because they know that you can lead them and you can draw them to the well the right and the appropriate way. Shaq was the leader. He was the captain of the ship. Supposedly, right? We know who the real leader was. It was Kobe Bryant in terms of mindset, maturity, and in terms of what he brought value-wise to the table in the game. But on paper, Shaquille O'Neal was the leader. But on that paper that Shaquille O'Neal was the leader, he didn't operate as such. He was the older person. And see, this is what I always tell people about when someone's older than someone, that does not always translate to maturity, more maturity. It does not always translate to more experience, right? Sometimes younger people just can outdo older people in terms of maturity and wisdom. It is what it is. Because it really, in life, it's about the experiences that one person had versus the other. And that could trump, those life experiences can trump the fact that one person is older than the next. So people need to put all of that into the equation as well too. So I think when we really look at experience, maturity, and wisdom, that's a case-by-case scenario. Kobe was the more mature player. He had the work ethic. Go listen to James Worthy when Kobe came in to work out with the Lakers from the jump. Listen to all these guys, Vlade Divac, Magic Johnson. You listen to them. Michael Jordan, man, this guy right here. Michael Jordan gravitated towards Kobe and his killer instinct and his ability to dominate him. When he first met Kobe, he was like, man, this dude is talking about he can whoop my ass one-on-one. Kobe was not intimidated by Jordan. But Shaq, just like everybody else, was cheesing when he saw Michael Jordan. Right there, that's a difference of personality. That's just like me. You put me in front of a Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, I'm not going to be rattled. If anything, I'm just going to be like, okay, it's a person that has a similar makeup as me, so why am I going to be? When someone has the similar makeup as you, you don't get rattled by it. If anything, you're just like, okay, that's what's up, dog. Let me say that again. When someone has the similar makeup as you, you don't get rattled by it. You just like, man, that's what's up, dog. You probably just sitting there giving each other dap, pounding it out and being like, man, it's good to finally see a mirror image of myself. That's how I would be. I don't get rattled. You know how many celebrities I've met? DMX and all these people, I don't get rattled. And they all say the same thing concerning your boy. He knows his sport. They're like, damn, dog, you're not a groupie. You're not sitting here being all, oh, let me get a picture and all that. For what? You take a fucking dump just like me. And I'm confident. I told you I'm a man with purpose and an abundance mindset. So why should I be rattled by you? I've stood in front of a lot of these motherfuckers. Damon Wayans, you name it, man. The President George W. Bush, you name it. Never been rattled by any fucking person. You know why I don't need to be rattled by people? Because guess what? They no different than me. What people don't understand is they're human beings. And when you are confident in your own skin and you know who you are and you're a natural born leader, why do you need to be rattled by people? If anything, people are always going to be in shock. People are always in shock of me, man. Anyone that's listened to my videos, anyone that's experienced me from YouTube or just experienced me from the jump could see that I'm not a regular cat, dog. Nor do I reside in regular realms, and nor do I think regular. Let me say it again. I'm not a regular cat, nor do I reside in regular realms, and nor do I think regular. What you see from me is special. Because this can't be replicated. Can't nobody do He Knows the Sport like He Knows the Sport can do him. This is why the audience is getting bigger. This is why people are fucking with He Knows the Sport. This is why people are rocking with He Knows the Sport. You know why? Because they see the consistency and they see the authenticity. And they see it's basically you getting a bang for your buck. What you see is what you get. Let me say it again. You're getting a bang for your buck, and what you see is what you get. That's right. Any chance I get, I'm going to toot my own horn. Because you're supposed to do that. It's called Marketing 101. Now back onto the damn video. Kobe Bryant, and you guys have to understand the magnitude of this guy. Kobe Bryant is an enigma, man. I have an article out there that I just don't, you know what I'm saying, open it because I don't want to mess it up. It was a newspaper that I've kept from the jump, and I like the way that this journalist explained Kobe Bryant being an enigma, the way that he was, and the way that he explained that because of Kobe Bryant's ability and how he is in his enigma fashion, Kobe Bryant was able to do things on the basketball court that nobody else was able to. What people don't understand is Kobe is a rare basketball player. He's a rare phenomenon. The things that Kobe has done on the basketball court can't be replicated, folks. This man is in a world of his own. He's leagues and shoulders above the competition. Kobe Bryant has done stuff that's just off the charts when it comes to the game of basketball. It's unreal what this man has done. And what people don't understand is his ability. So when you sit there and you look at what he brings to the table, Shaq never won until he first got with Kobe. Just like Kobe never won when he got with Shaq. But let's keep it a buck here. Shaq was more dominant when he was with the Orlando Magic than he was with the Los Angeles Lakers. That was a more dominant Shaq. That was a more lean Shaq. That was a more physically imposing Shaq. This Shaq was breaking basketball rims, man. Come on, don't get me started. This Shaq was sitting there throwing Charles Barkley around. When Shaq got to the Los Angeles Lakers, he got fat. He got fat as fuck. He was no longer that same dominant Shaq. He was already getting out of his prime, so to speak. And Kobe, his work ethic was off the charts. Even from the first time he came in as young buck, 17-year-old. Nobody beats Kobe on one-on-one. Did you not hear Shaq? Man, when this guy shot those air balls against the Utah Jazz, I was like, this motherfucker got balls. He got cojones, dog. To be sitting here and chucking up air balls. A guy coming off of the bench, chucking up air balls. Who does that? Shaquille was marveled by that because he understood it wasn't about the air balls that Kobe Bryant chucked. See, and that's the thing with these classic dolts and these troglodytes, right? These LBJ riders media, LBJ apologists, and LBJ stans. They don't understand the full weight and magnitude of what Kobe brought to the table. If they did, they wouldn't disrespect him the way that they do. It's not about the air balls Kobe shot. It was about the fact that Kobe had the gall to take the shot that nobody could take. That is natural born leadership. Stepping in the fire and doing what others can't do. Let me say that again. Because what I said was so deep and profound. Let me rewind this because this needs to marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me and hear me well. Kobe Bryant stepped into the fire and had the gall to do what others couldn't. That's what natural born leaders do. Kobe Bryant led. He didn't have the title as the leader, but he was actually the real leader on that team because Shaquille O'Neal displaced and showcased three categories or three characteristics that put him out there. He was immature, he was a goofball, and he did not take his body the right way. And he liked to party all of the damn time. There's nothing wrong with people partying, but he was overly doing it. And I've mentioned this before. This man would come up with excuses after excuses after excuses. Oh, the chickens got in the way. This man was the leader of the team, right? The captain of the team. And he was late to practice all of the time. And Phil Jackson. This guy didn't give Kobe Bryant the fair shake. But you know why he didn't give Kobe Bryant the fair shake? You know why he's harder on Kobe Bryant? So let me let you in on that. Usually when you're the hardest on somebody is because you see the leadership potential in them more than anybody. Oof. That was a poetry moment, dog. What I said was so deep and profound, man. I'm a leader, so I understand it. When somebody is hard on you, more so than they are with anybody else, it's because of the leadership potential that they see in you. And that's the truth of the fact of the matter, folks. Shaq was the leader on paper, but Kobe was the actual leader. And that's the facts. Phil Jackson did not give Kobe Bryant the fair shake. There was a lot of times Phil Jackson was out-coached, and Phil Jackson would find a way to blame it on Kobe as opposed to Shaq. The leaders always going to get the blame, regardless. But Shaq was the one that was the leader on paper, right? So why didn't he act as such? You know why? Because Shaquille O'Neal, although he was the captain on paper, he was immature. He was too juvenile for his own age. This is why him and Kobe Bryant had friction, because Kobe was the ultra opposite of what Shaq was. Kobe was the serious one and Shaq was the goofball. So you could see some similitudes between Shaq and Dwight Howard, not in terms of ability and play, but in terms of the goofball aspect. So these are the facts, folks, and we can't ignore it and we can't gloss over it. You know what I'm saying? When you sit there and you look at what Kobe Bryant brought to the table, when you sit there and you look at what Shaquille O'Neal brought to the table, it's night and day. Kobe's the greater player. Now, am I sitting here and not giving Kobe Bryant his flack? He's going to get his faults. He had his issues. But his issues in the grand scheme of things were a lot less than Shaquille O'Neal and a lot less than Phil Jackson. And those are the facts. This is Hino's Sport. Checking out.